When you think of the rise of Chinese animation, a few names immediately come to mind. Works that carried the dreams of an entire generation of fans. Works that made audiences believe that Donghua could one day rival Japanese anime on the global stage. Among them, one stood taller than the rest, Battle Through the Heavens. Back when it first launched, even though its 3D models were rough and Xiao Yan's face was mocked as Jack Ma face, fans still embraced it with open arms. Because deep down, they believed, as long as there is progress, as long as the team keeps trying, Battle Through the Heavens can only get better. And in 2019, with the release of Song of Sand, that belief was rewarded. The modeling quality jumped to a new level. The choreography was fluid and breathtaking. The emotional storytelling between Medusa and the butterfly was so moving that it left many fans in tears. For years afterward, people remembered that episode as a benchmark of what Donghua could achieve. Medusa's appearance was iconic, so striking that fans called her the goddess of Donghua. The way the fights unfolded, each move crisp, sharp, with weight behind it, proved that Chinese animation could deliver action sequences on par with, and sometimes even surpass, Japanese productions. So naturally, fans thought, if this is what 2019 looked like, imagine what 2025 will bring. Imagine how incredible the models, the story, the fights will be after 6 more years of development. But instead of fulfilling those expectations, Battle Through the Heavens stumbled. No, it collapsed. And the higher the expectations were, the deeper the disappointment became. From the pinnacle to the shame of Chinese animation. Fast forward to 2025. Netizens now joke that if you compare Song of Sand with the newest season, you'd swear Song of Sand was the newer production and the 2025 season was the old one. The regression in modeling is that shocking. When fans look at Medusa now, they don't see the goddess of 2019. They see an unrecognizable downgrade. The texture of her hair, the sharpness of her eyes, the elegance of her movements, all dulled, all cheapened. Some fans even say her new design feels more like a generic NPC from a budget web game than a main heroine of one of the greatest Donghua IPs. And speaking of web games, let's talk about the Dosun level space trade fair. This should have been a defining moment of grandeur, a chance to showcase the magnificence of Zhongzhou's highest level auctions. Instead, what did the audience get? A scene that looked like it was pulled straight out of a copycat mobile RPG. Empty, lifeless, without the atmosphere of a powerful world. Fans were furious. Comments flooded the internet. Is this really a Dosun-level trade fair? Even the Jama Empire's Alchemist Conference back in Season 4 looked more impressive. When even pirated sites refused to upload, this is the part that shocked the entire Donghua community. Normally, no matter how bad a show is, pirated sites will still update it because there's always someone who will watch. But Battle Through the Heavens broke new ground here too. Pirated websites began refusing to upload episodes. Some even added warning labels. Poor quality, watch with caution. Imagine that. When even Piracy, which thrives on volume, declares your show not worth watching, that's when you know you've lost the trust of the entire industry. The tragedy of character modeling, Medusa's fall. One of the biggest betrayals fans felt was with Medusa. Her design, once legendary, became a running joke. With every redesign, she looked worse. Fans kept asking, why not just reuse the Song of Sand model? Why change it if you're only going to make it uglier? It felt like the studio was deliberately testing fans' patience. But visuals aren't the only problem. The plot collapsed too. If it were only modeling issues, maybe fans could have forgiven them. But the real dagger to the heart was the way the plot was handled. Compare it with A Mortal's Journey to Immortality. That adaptation wasn't perfect, but when the novel had weak points, like Mu Peeling's baseless rumor spreading, the anime improved it. They turned it into Yin Yue's proxy training, adding depth and tension. That's how you adapt responsibly. But Battle Through the Heavens? It often feels like the writers are deliberately sabotaging their own story. Take Xiao Xiao, the daughter of Xiao Yan and Medusa. In the novel, she's a vibrant, important character. In the anime, they silenced her, turning her into a mute. Fans sarcastically dubbed her Mute Xiao. And when Xiaoyan refined the Yi Shidan, something fans hoped might heal her, the pill turned out to be useless. Her silence wasn't a plot device anymore. It was a narrative dead end. Worse, this wasn't a matter of not knowing how to change the plot, because the same production team had shown they could make smart adaptations. In Season 4, they brilliantly added the subplot of Xiaoyan traveling to the imperial capital, creating one of the most emotional arcs of the anime. So fans know, it's not that the team can't do it, it's that they choose not to. And that choice feels deliberate, almost like an act of hostility toward the audience. The ridiculous plot changes. The examples are endless. Xiao Yixian suddenly injured by the Haoshan hammer. Shuihei Tianxun inexplicably transformed into a woman. A wedding ceremony, instead of sealing love, turned into a sworn brotherhood ritual. But the most laughable of all is the alchemy system rewrite. Everyone who's read the original novel knows, colored lightning strikes only appear when refining 8th grade or higher pills. That's the rule. That's the foundation of the world building. But the anime? They introduced a 5th grade pill with 3 colored lightning and a 6th grade pill with 5 colored lightning. This completely breaks the logic of the alchemy system. It's like rewriting the laws of gravity halfway through a story and expecting no one to notice. Character contradictions and broken logic. In the novel, Yao Lao's incomplete Pure Lotus Demon Fire map came from his dangerous clash with the 3 Scorpion demons. It was tense, it was dramatic, and it made sense. The anime, however, changed it to an auction purchase. At first glance, that might make Xiaoyan look more noble, but when the 3 Scorpion demons later still fought him for the map, it collapsed into absurdity. How could 3 demons possibly fight against Yao Lao, who was already a semi-saint? The logic doesn't hold up, and fans were quick to point it out. The romance fiasco. Fans who had once cherished the love story of Xiaoyan and Medusa were left speechless. Director Shen Yimou had crafted a delicate love line back in Season 2, but by Season 4, it had all unraveled. The infamous scene where Xiaoyan sneaks into Medusa's room, touches Xiao Xiao's face and asks, "Have I ever called you father?" became one of the most ridiculed moments in Donghua history. What should have been tender and emotional turned into awkward and uncomfortable. When fans give up, at this point, fans don't even hope for a return to the Pinnacle anymore. Most only wish for the series to end with some dignity. Just finish the story without embarrassing us further, they plead. Because deep down they know, even if the production team suddenly changes direction, the magic is gone. The peak of Battle Through the Heavens will forever remain in the past, frozen in the brilliance of Song of Sand. The bigger lesson for Chinese animation? And maybe that's why this collapse hurts so much, because it's not just about one anime, it's about what it represents for the entire Donghua industry. Respecting the original work, respecting the audience, and respecting the rules of storytelling, these are the pillars of success. When studios ignore them, no matter how strong the IP is, disaster follows. Battle Through the Heavens was once a shining beacon. Now it has become a warning sign. The road to the rise of Chinese animation is long and difficult. Every misstep delays the entire industry. And so, fans can only hope that the tragedy of Battle Through the Heavens will not become just another shameful footnote, but a hard-earned lesson for future creators. So what about you? Do you still believe this series can somehow recover? Or do you think the damage is permanent and that its legacy is now forever stained? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts on this anime that has made us love, hate, and feel so deeply disappointed.